We are with Jose Munoz, the Executive Vice President of Nissan Motor Company and the Chairman of Nissan North America. Thank you very much for being with us, Mr. Munoz.
Thank you very much. A pleasure being with you, Levin.
It's been a good year for the industry and a good year for Nissan. Can you review a little bit the results of Nissan in North America, please?
Well, it's been an outstanding year for us. We had an all-time record across the board. So in Mexico, where we've been market leaders for more than 5 years, we were also the brand that grew up the most year over year, like 11% in a market that grew about 7%. Then in Canada, we were the second biggest growth car manufacturer year over year. And in the US, we were the third biggest growth car manufacturer year over year, with double growth versus the TIV. So we are really very proud of that, and we're very happy. Now, when we analyze the year, what we see is that we've done a superb job in cars. So in cars, we've been actually the brand that grew up the most year over year, more than 1 point. The second is being a 0.4 points of growth. So it's been really outstanding, and it's come across the board, but the key product has been the Sentra. Sentra grew up more than 2 points in a segment which is more than 2.5 million cars. We grew up also in Altima, which is great news, also in Versa. So I think cars, outstanding job, which allowed us to be also the #1 car producer in North America, ahead of everybody else, and gets our Smyrna plant to become the #1 plant in North America in terms of total production, with 640,000 cars. Would you believe that?
I think many people are not aware of Nissan's production record in the United States. So you have the single biggest production plant in the United States.
In North America. Yeah.
Okay.
And then in trucks, we've done a great job, but not as good as in cars. So the trucks growth in production in North America has been 38%, which has been the greatest, but still we are behind some of our key competitors. By the way, in total production, both cars and trucks, we've been also the leaders, 18% growth year over year. However, in trucks, in terms of our performance in the US, we've maintained the share. And we are the 7th versus the 3rd in cars, which means that we have a huge potential to continue to grow in the United States.
In trucks particularly.
In trucks particularly. Well, but here comes the great news, is we've been growing in cars at the same time as we've been reducing incentives, and some of our key competitors have been increasing incentives. And we've closed the gap to both Honda and Toyota key competitors by 0.4 and 0.8 points of share respectively. But in trucks, we just launched in December the new Murano. We are starting to receive additional supply of the new Rogue coming from Korea to increase our capacity in a segment which, as you know, has become...
Now, Rogue and Murano are classified as trucks.
They are both classified as trucks according to the US terminology. But then, last but not least, we are seeing here in the background the new Titan that we are announcing that we're going to launch later this year, which comes into the 4th biggest segment in the United States. And this is after the Rogue, the 2nd biggest truck segment in the United States, where we've been a minor player so far with the current generation Titan, and where with this huge investment, we believe we're going to find a wide spot in the market that will allow us to be more relevant. We're still modest in terms of the expected growth that we may have, but still we believe we can really increase our presence significantly, attracting a lot of customers, improve our sales, our share, and our profitability.
Tell me the one biggest opportunity for Titan to increase its share, increase its sales. Where is the biggest opportunity for Titan?
Well, the way we see it, after making a lot of analysis in a segment which is dominated by the Americans, is that we found what we call a white spot, which is the best of two worlds. At the moment, this segment is split into two categories: the half-ton or light trucks, and the 3/4 or heavy duty. Now, if you want to have a diesel engine in your truck, to have a towing capacity and to have fuel efficiency, you need to go into heavy duty with the inconvenience of the size. Or reversely, if you just want to have a half-ton truck, today you cannot have a diesel version, so you may not have the towing capacity that you want to have. So
half-ton and quarter-ton, just for the viewers, refers to its ability to tow load, not the weight of the truck.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. And just to put it into perspective, today we're talking about towing capacity above 12,000 pounds.
Okay.
So what we saw also is that in last year, 75,000 customers move up from light truck into a heavy duty truck, and at the same time 70,000 move down from heavy duty into light duty, simply because they couldn't find the right balance. So if we add them together, so we're finding 150,000 car opportunity in the market, where we believe we're unique today, and that is going to allow us to have at least about 5% market share of this total 2 million segment.
That will be a very good market share for you, and you'll consider that a big victory if you get to 5%.
Well, to me, I see this as a modest number because our aspirations in the US, as announced by our President and CEO, Mr. Carlos Ghosn, is to get to 10% market share. And then you would say, well, in a simple math, I would like to have 10%
of every segment you're in.
Absolutely. So because if you don't get to key segments at 10%, it means you need to stretch yourself in other segments. So well, 5% is quite modest from that point of view, but we understand the challenge. We respect very much our competitors, but we're very confident that we can reach at least this 5%.
Thank you, Jose Munoz, for your time. We very much appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure being with you here today.